Far from where I started, somewhere back down there. I saw some of these, so that's a good sign. People have been up here, but I just gotta go straight down that way. Oh, there's the blue and yellow one right there. Follow that. And there's some pink ones. I don't know how long I've been walking, maybe an hour. Not quite. But we're getting close. There's a decent view here. You can see back down to the town a little bit, but I'm aiming for up there. And then you gotta go down to get down there, so we're gonna follow this ridge across. Oh, it's a clear path, and it's marked, but we gotta go down to go up. As is life. Oh, hey, came back on. This means we made it to the top. I think this means we made it. I think this means we made it. I think this means we made it. This is just a baby, little baby mountain, 313 meters. Oh, the view is not exactly what I wanted it to be. Sorry, I had to turn that off, splice that together. Oh, I wanted there to be a better view, to be honest. But what can I expect? There's the trees up here. Oh my gosh. Let's see if we can get in front of some of this bamboo. Oh my gosh. Oh, don't fall. Oh, I picked up this walking stick at the beginning. Oh, we're gonna try to do a video now. That looks like a good spot to set my phone down. Oh, but look at that. I think I can see my house from here. For real. I'm pretty sure that's Casablanca right there. No way. I think so. Oh, we're up here, man. Oh my gosh. This was not my intention. Well, it was my intention because this video is for the 16th. It's the 16th in the US, most of the world, I think. Oh my God. I hope I brought my headphone case or didn't lose my headphone case, one of the two. Because I can't even hear myself think with these things in. Okay, here we go. Oh, and I can't turn it around. That's right. We're using the iPhone today. The iPhone has the service. And I started using it for the music more so now too, because the other phone is going to be more like my laptop now. My laptop is my desktop, so when I need a laptop out, if I'm going to be doing some extra work kind of stuff, I'll bring it with. But it's a little bit heavier and bigger, so it doesn't need to come out every time. But it is pretty fun to have two phones, one for the Yule log and one for the music. But, oh, what should I do? What should I do? I won't be able to see myself. I should have done it the other way. It's okay. 3 minutes in, it's time to start. We We took some good views here. Took some views of the view. It's really just not exactly what I want, but it's okay. This right here will serve, and I'm gonna just guess that I'm gonna be on the screen. Oh, it's a good place for it. Oh my gosh. I did not come prepared. See, so my intention was to be on the top of the mountain because today is the 6th day of flow and the 16th day of the month. And there's also 16 days until 2026. And this is the 36th video of the Mad King Key channel. Oh yeah. And for whatever progress has not been made, there's more people watching regularly, so shout outs to you. If you're watching this right now, please give me a like. I think I got 1 like before. You know, if other people are gonna see it, then I need some interaction. Say something, say hi, put a wave emoji in there, something, anything. Just let me know you're there. Hello, Mom, are you out there? But I am proud of myself to have stuck with it as long as I have. And the progress to where I'm at right now. I don't even know if my face is probably not even in the camera. Do I just sit down? Look at my clothes. I was not expecting to hike up a mountain when I left today. I was intending. I was intending to go to a pond, and when I started walking to the pond, I noticed this mountain. I mean, I knew this mountain was here from before, but I guess I just didn't think I could really hike up it. I didn't even know if there would be a path to the top. Oh, there was already a picture at the beginning. The picture at the beginning is the picture of the mountain from where I'm living. So, and there's a bunch of prickers right here, so this is good. This is perfect. Just gonna sit down, but then I might not be in the camera again. It's okay. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I can do it. I just walked up this mountain. I don't know how long it took, maybe an hour and a half. I have to go back and check. Ooh. There's a lot of aspects that I want to try to cover in this one. Namely, the 6 is important. And going from yesterday into today. So, and it's all going to start blurring together now because the 5th was on the 6th, the 6th on the 7th. You know, it's all, no. It's all, I'm not going to say, but it's all uncertain, okay? But I'm trying to deduce from specifically the 6, the 16, the 16 days to the 26, and the 36 of all of this is the progress. Now, the progress was part of the flow at day 5, and now we're progressing again into the 6th. But yesterday I did another I Ching reading. For those of you who are new, I like to read the I Ching. I'm very beginner at it. I've talked about it only one other time in a video so far, and I'm going to just like slowly be introducing it as I grow with my relationship with it. And if you're interested in it, I suggest looking into it more so yourself. But I did an I Ching reading after the video yesterday, referring to go. So we were coming from she, death, go, and then I was thinking to myself, like, where are we going? And I asked the I Ching, what am I not sharing? What am I not doing? Because I feel like I've been working diligently at my connection and some of my tarot readings with myself, and coming up with things that I'm not sharing. And when I asked that question, I received the 53rd hexagram, which is gradual progress, which is part of the reason why I wanted to be on a mountain today. Actually, major reason why I wanted to be on the mountain today, because the hexagram represents a tree on a hill. Here we are, a tree on a hill. And when you go into it, the hexagrams are made up of 6 lines. They're either broken or unbroken, and then the hexagrams can be changing or unchanging. Again, not going to go into all of that, but this is unchanging hexagram 53, gradual progress, and there's 3 lines over 3 lines, and broken means that it'd be like going all the way across, or there'll be a space in the middle. So the hexagram on top, or the trigram of the hexagram on top, represents a tree, and the trigram of the 3 lines on the bottom represents a hill. And so you have a tree on a hill. Within each of those lines, there's different messages, right? And what 53 talks about is that these lines are gradually progressing. And as I was saying, for myself, thinking about my progress, where I have gone from very sporadic to being more consistent, working with the flow, connecting with spirit, trusting, having faith, because even when, like for me, like starting to believe in God, like I feel like I've always kind of believed in God. My grandma even said that I told her that she shouldn't call herself atheist, because I thought that was a bad word. And then in high school, I did a book report on the battle for God. So there was an obsession, if you could call it that, with the concept of God, but my relationship to him was not really existent. I was not open to listening for any sort of influence in that way. Hello. You know, and some people will just say that you're psychotic, or what is it? You find a meaning in everything. Schizophrenic. Hey, call it whatever you will. I can't explain where my life is right now. I wouldn't necessarily suggest what I'm going through for anyone. But the point of this video having to do with gradual progress, going from 4 of death to going to where are we going? What are we doing? In the last video, I named it Let Go. So we died. We're letting go. We're letting God. And where are we going? We're going to heaven. We're going to heaven. We're going to heaven. So in gradual progress, you start from the shore, which is the threshold of an awareness, of a consciousness. And you gradually progress to the top of the mountain, and then you go beyond the clouds, clouds is representative of thoughts and mind. And the mind has the ability to put you in hell or heaven. So, and I think I talked about this in other videos. I can't even look at the camera. It's weird. When I look at the camera, I forget what I'm talking about. When I look over here, I'm looking in my head. When I'm looking in there, I'm like seeing you, whoever you are. I can't, and then you're distracting me. Okay, so I gotta look over here. I must be autistic. Something, I don't know. There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with all of us. I don't know. Okay, I'm working on it. I'm growing. I'm developing. I'm gradually progressing, making my way to heaven, to not be dragged down into the muck and the mire by my situation and my surroundings, my experience and my finances or my relationships, or that no matter what is happening around me, that I can be okay in myself because of my, well, not necessarily because of my mental fortitude, because I've focused my mind on God. I've focused my mind on heaven. I've died to a life of stress and struggle and efforting and making things happen. I'm relaxing, letting go, and going with the flow of life to carry me. So it's not so much of a forcing. We cannot force the flow. Okay, you cannot force the flow. And what the gradual progress refers to is the process of a psycho-spiritual growth, and is one of slow maturation and a marriage of opposites, the union of your mind and your heart in your body. So if I were to go deeper into the whole analogy that gradual progress is referring to, it talks about coming from the water to the land to the air. Wait. No, air. Oh man, I messed that up. But the heart is, okay, let's see. The heart is represented by water, the mind is represented by air, and the body is the earth. And so your mind is on heaven, your heart, ooh, I'm messing it up. See, it's easier to understand as the analogy than it is to necessarily try to break it down and make it make sense. And also just probably didn't take the best notes on it. Water, land, air. Water, land, air. Yeah, I understand it. I hope you understand it. I hope I didn't get you lost. But essentially, if the heart is water, that's emotions. Your mind is air, that's thoughts. And your body is the earth. You're combining all of those three elements in a union of opposites in order to find balance and peace. And the shining peak of self-realization, moving from the threshold of awareness to the realm of spirit. So from like how I understood life and being very materialistic and scientific, and not materialistic in the way that I was obsessed with things, although it could be said that that was true too, but just in the fact that my life was dictated by my surroundings, and I was very reactive emotionally to my surroundings, and my thoughts were reactive to my emotions, and so now my thoughts being put on higher things, on understanding my connection with God, I understand that my physical manifestations are not me. They're not me per se. You know, they're just something that's happening at the time. And there's a reference that I seen about Jesus when he was on a boat in the ocean during a storm, and he's at peace. And this is what I've come to understand about Jesus being like the Prince of Peace, is that he's never pushed off his point. That even he can get angry, but internally he is at peace. He can speak up for people and protect his people while still remaining at peace and not allowing anything to really get to him. And that's kind of what the gradual progress is all about. And so with the hexagram being 3 lines, the 6th line is the mountain heights, where I have come up with this short little poem having to do with, let me just say it. On the top of the mount is the only place that I've found. I gotta have my head in the clouds with my feet on the ground. So here I am, head in the clouds, pie in the sky guy, dreaming of a life that's enjoyable. I believe that life is made for enjoyment. I believe that that creation was made perfect, and we have made a hell of it. People get mad at God for allowing things to happen, but people do these things. And God doesn't make people do these things, but who's to say what's good and bad? There's things that we don't want to have happen that inspire us to actions, and those actions help the development and growth of our soul. There's no shortcuts to enlightenment. We're going to experience pain. We're going to experience the illusion of separation, but we are one with everything. I don't know if I'm going to say that every single time. I'm going to say that every single time. We are one with everything. So our understanding of existence is limited. It's the allegory of the cave. Even the light. This is all shadows. This is the shadow realm. We're just seeing shadows of reality, and the true reality is behind our eyes, not in our head, but in our hearts and our bodies, behind our entire being. And I have no idea how long I've been talking for, so that makes me feel a little unnerving. But I sent a poem. Oh, let's see, so many things. Oh yeah, I did a lot of stuff out of order. Oh my gosh. So we're just gonna do it backwards, okay? This cross I still have. I might hang it up here. This cross was given to me by a guy who stole my phone, and I still don't know to this day if he really stole my phone or if he got in trouble or what, but it's another story for another day. And I want to let go of that story, because in reality, him stealing my phone at that time, it was part of my initiation, really. It was part of my sacrifice. It was part of my cross to bear, because it made a line in the sand. I was already selling my house. Things were already on its way out, but I tried to go back to some things that I was leaving, and it's not even necessarily bad things. It's just that it was time for a change, and I couldn't change in the same environment. I had to leave. When I got here to Osaka, I went into a similar environment, and I went back to doing some of the old things I was doing. I had to change. I had to leave where I was at in order to change my mind. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily true for everyone, but I think that it makes it easier for everyone. There's nobody it won't make it easier for. Now, it will feel bad for a while. I proceeded to drive across the country. Lots of different things. Not going to go through the whole story right now. But this cross, I'm leaving here on the top of this mountain. Because I'm not going to carry around that story, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad story. It's a story of redemption, you know, and how bad things happening lead to better things. Woo-hoo! Excuse me. Oh. Dang. I have a couple other things I want to do, but I have no idea how to do it. It doesn't matter. If it's an hour, it's an hour. I got to get it out. I got to get it out. There's no way it's an hour, though. Maybe 20 minutes right now, hopefully. We're going to start with this, and then we're going to end with a poem I wrote, and then we're going to call it a day. This is Seeds of Heaven, Sermons on the Gospel of Matthew, Barbara Brown Taylor. I'm not trying to read a ton of it. I'm just going to open to a page. Oh, 53, perfect, which is the I Ching, the number of the I Ching reading gradual progressing. I'm going to just start a little bit before. They might have been able to keep their own food for themselves if that bread basket had not come around full of scraps. Everyone so careful not to break off too much. Everyone wanting Jesus' crazy idea to work. Oh, this is in reference to him feeding people with loaves of bread. I'm gonna go back even a little bit more. Let's see. Yep. No. Too much. But that is not a miracle. Isn't that what you were thinking? No, you're not, because you didn't hear what it was. Okay, we'll go back a little bit more here. I'm starting right here. Here we go. Unless you were on the front row, chances are you might not have seen him at all. You might have had to punch your neighbor and say, "What's going on up there?" And he might have said, "You're not going to believe it. That Jesus fellow just said grace over 5 loaves and 2 fish. And now some of his men are passing them out through the crowd. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. But don't get excited. It will all be gone before it ever gets to us." Some of the crowd must have laughed out loud, while some of them were mystified, and still others were embarrassed for Jesus, that he should have promised so much with so little to deliver. But I wonder if some of them were not touched too, touched by the way the disciples handed over all they had, and touched by Jesus' simple confidence that it would be enough. I wonder if they did not look at the small basket of food going around and feel the food hidden in their own pockets begin to burn holes in them. Because you know they had some, a bit of lamb wrapped in a grape leaf, a few raisins, a chunk of bread left over from breakfast. You know some of them had tucked a little something away before heading off on foot to a lonely place apart. Wouldn't you have done the same thing? But it would not have been enough to share, so the chances are that those with something to eat kept it hidden, wrapped in a handkerchief, stuffed up a sleeve, waiting for an opportune moment to go off for a walk alone and sneak a bite. It might have worked too. They might have been able to keep their own food for themselves. If that bread basket had not come around full of scraps, everyone so careful not to break off too much, everyone wanting Jesus' crazy idea to work so much that they very carefully, very secretly, they all began to put their own bread in the basket, reaching in as if they were taking some out and leaving some behind instead, so that the meal grew and grew, so that when the disciples collected the broken pieces at the end, they stared in amazement at 12 baskets full of bread. Wheat bread, sourdough, pumpernickel, rye, raisin bread, pita bread, bagels, and maybe even an oat bran muffin or two. Every kind of bread you can think of, the leftovers from a meal for 5,000 that started off with 5 blessed and broken loaves. But that is not a miracle. Isn't that what you were thinking? That is just human beings being generous, sharing what they have, even when it is not much, even when it is not enough to go around. That is not a miracle. That is just a whole crowd of people moving from a sense of scarcity to a sense of plenty. overcoming their fear of going hungry, giving up their need to protect themselves. That is just people refusing to play the age-old game of what is mine and what is yours. Old game. Ooh. People turning their pockets inside out for one another without worrying about what is in it for them. That is not a miracle. Or is it? The problem with miracles is that we tend to get mesmerized by them, focusing on God's responsibility and forgetting our own. Miracles let us off the hook. They appeal to part of us that is all too happy to let God feed the crowd, save the world, do it all. We do not have what it takes after all. What we have to offer is not enough to make any difference at all. So we hold back and wait for a miracle, looking for our own needs and looking for God to help those who cannot help themselves, sitting in the crowd waiting for God to act. We can hang on to our own little loaves of bread. They are not much. They would not go far. Besides, if Jesus is in charge of the bread, doesn't that excuse us from sharing our own? God will provide. Let God provide. Send the crowds away to go into the villages, the disciples say, and buy food for themselves. They need not go away, Jesus says. You give them something to eat. Not me, but you. Not my bread, but yours. Not sometime or somewhere else, but right here and now. Stop looking for someone else to solve the problem and solve it yourselves. Stop waiting for food to fall from the sky and share what you have. Stop waiting for a miracle and participate in one instead. Bring what you have to me. That is where to begin. Remember that there is no such thing as your bread or my bread. There is only our bread, as in give us this day our daily bread. However much you have, just bring it to me and believe that it is enough to begin with, enough to get the ball rolling, enough to start a trend. Be the first in the crowd to turn your pockets inside out. Be the first on your block to start a miracle. No one knows how it really happened. Your guess is as good as mine. But what Jesus has been saying to his followers forever, he goes on saying to us today. They need not go away. You give them something to eat. If it is a saying that strikes fear in our hearts, that makes the loaves we have seem like nothing at all, we have only to remember what he says next. Bring them here to me. Wow. Just put that out. That's cool. Oh. There's a lot. There's a lot to break down out of that. The miracle starts with you. Now, when I initially think of it, it seems counter to the point that I was making just a minute ago. But how I understand it after thinking about it for a second is that because Jesus was not afraid at all, I just found a note in my, like, when did this get in here? You mean that guy is just sitting there holding this whole thing together? If he moves, it all falls apart. At the end, he moves and it doesn't fall apart, and he goes on to bring so many more things together. He has all the parts he needs to build his blank. Doesn't realize it. Keeps buying more parts. Does he even need blank? What is its purpose? I know. I know whose that is. Oh my gosh. Well, for anybody still here, the idea of knowing you're enough, knowing you have enough to share even if you don't have, is part of that mindset, being in heaven, knowing that God provides, but not waiting for God to provide, just knowing that everything will be okay. And that power of belief influences the world around you. And you might be able to rationalize it. And you might be able to say, it's not God, or it's not possible. But that's the point. It can be overcome. And it can be overcome if you get in the flow, you let go, you let God, you let it happen. Go to heaven. In the moments when you're tried, in the moments where you just don't think you can do it, or you just fallen into like a malaise, an apathy, and you don't understand why you should care or get up or keep going, or you're still going to work, but you're just going through the motions and you just lost that spark. Go to heaven. Let go of your burdens, put them down. Rest. Take a Sabbath. I have a couple poems. There was one specifically I wanted to do. There's one specifically. That one's a good one. That's a short, good one. This is it. This is it, especially for anyone who's made it to the end. Right? Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to do this one. This is the one that I was thinking about yesterday or this morning. It can't be an hour yet. It can't be an hour yet. Usually I'm able to tell the time and then I'll stop, but it is what it is. Maybe I just it's so long. I mean, I'll have to make another video anyway though, because I had to have I got OCD, I guess. Anyway, not to waste your time, get to the point on my poem. It's called Precious Attention. And starts aptly. Your attention is as precious as your presence is a present. I'm sorry if I'm not helping. I just wanted to prevent your effervescent evanescence. Have I even learned enough to teach other people these lessons? I really don't know, so I take a second to ponder a few questions, but I know in me there has been some power invested. I have the power! By the way, so do you, and it's time to shine. My light's been requested, and that's how I come by my virtue. Now that's a Rudolph reference. You see, I see you. Past the skin, the blood, the bones, you seem to believe. Are you? I know sometimes it's hard to get your heart to start, especially when you most need to. Bills, loans, cars, clothes. I mean, I've tried too to run on that fuel and extrinsic value. We say to ourselves, dude, you have to. But is that true? There's nothing we must do. In the end, we begin again. So really, we have nothing to lose. But if all you do is live not to die, if all you do is live to survive, your life might be like a bubble, fragile, insecure, a circle in 3D, a seed missing peace inside. In my eyes, you're not truly living if you can't choose to thrive. This message is not intended to depress, but encourage you to rise, to fly high for perspective in the direction of the sky. It matters not how you define heaven, for in this life we can all find the divine. So if my quest for freedom makes me a felon, well then, I guess it's war, Warden. Give me liberty, or give me death, or die and be free already. No matter what, you're free. You're free. The sixes, the mark of the beast. The sixes, my name, Keaton Walker Fisher, all sixes. 666, mark of the beast, public enemy. Really, not really. Really, not really. But if enough people really believe this, then we would be. We would be, because this lifestyle does not serve the powers at large, you know. They want us tired. They want us broken down. They want us hurting. They want us fighting each other for resources. There's more I missed, I'm sure. Oh, and just a couple more comments about, or I'll put it in the description. I'll put it in the description. The tree on the mountain. Heaven is freedom. Heaven is freedom. And you're free if you choose to be. Don't just wait on a miracle. Make a miracle. You can be a miracle too. Oh well. If you made it this far, put some prayer hands in the comment section. Somebody let me know you're out there. I would like to share more. I'd like to connect with more people. I would like to get better at this. I would like to have feedback. What the fuck? Stink bug shitting on my shit. What the fuck? In my face.